Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Ice and Dixon Show. My name is Ice, and today we're going to talk about college and student loans, something that everyone deals with, or you might be dealing with. So please, before you do anything rash, or even if you're in this situation right now, listen to what we have to say. You're not going to want to miss this episode. I promise you, we're going to bring a lot of information because we have lived through it. And with me, as always, to help me get through all this is Dixon. How are you?
Ice, great to be here. Great to be on the show. Really, an interesting topic, and like you said, that's something that we're living through. We've lived through, and it's like one of those things that I think everybody either considers or deals with, or maybe they're just lucky and just totally avoid them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're privileged, as one would say, you would probably avoid
Wow.
something like this. And I guess the advice that we're going to give wouldn't even apply, but it kind of does in a sense. And the whole reason that I thought about this in the first place is because we're all suffering through inflation and rising gas prices, right? Like I think we could all agree with that. No matter where you are in the spectrum, whether you're lower class, middle class, upper class. I mean, upper class, it doesn't matter as much to you, but at the end of the day, your bank account is still lessened more so than it would be prior to all of this inflation and gas price increase.
Definitely,
This-
definitely. I was looking at a bunch of steaks the other day,
yeah,
and
we
at
love
Samuel's
steaks.
Club.
Big
shout,
fan.
shout out, shout out to Steaks, friend of the show. And their prices are insane on really any cut of beef you're trying to get. It's insane. It's wild.
I know, it's crazy. So like even like that, like you have to think about it. I remember before, me and you have decent jobs and everything, and you go to the store, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna get steak tonight. I want a steak,
Hmm.
and you just
Hmm.
you buy it. You don't really think. Now these things are becoming more and more like, oh, I got to think about this now. Like
Yeah, it's crazy.
do I have enough money in the saving? Like, am I gonna pull out of the savings and stuff like that? You don't
Oh
know.
man, got to read Rich
Uh,
Dad Poor Dad. That's
I
number one.
know.
Don't dip into the savings.
Is that another one of those friggin' guys? Is that another one of those
No,
entrepreneur
this
bros?
well, this is. I think it seems to me that Rich Dad Poor Dad, the book, Robert Kiyosaki, he's a major influence on the lives of these entrepreneur Instagram bros. Because I always see like it'll be like stuff they'll say, and it'll be like, "Oh, this is from Rich Dad Poor Dad," and
Yeah.
I'll always be like on those reels and TikToks, like books you have to read about financial intelligence. That's one of them. It is really sound, and something that I think you'll appreciate because we had this discussion BTS off air
Right.
is that people have made money to be like a villainous thing, that like getting money is a bad thing, or like wanting to make more money is a bad thing, when in reality it's not. It's what's best for you, and you're hoping to be successful and hopefully help some people along the way too, in terms of giving and giving back to your families and helping the community at large. But something to consider when you're juggling the concept of jobs, no jobs, high paying jobs, that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Like you said, like what I at least we were talking BTS, that I am in a position where I want more money. I'm happy. I'm happy with my work, but like I want more money. But like you said, people villainize that,
Yeah.
and I think it's kind of dangerous because then you just get complacent, and then you just don't grow as a person. Because like you kind of just sit in your bubble and just chill
Yes.
there and making the same amount of money and just get that cost of living increase. And also like you said, like you want to provide and make that money to support a family, or support your significant other in whatever way, like if they have a child and like they're stay at home mother for raising your kid,
Hmm.
whatever it may be. But now our generation, Dixon, the millennials, we are
Hmm.
like the first generation, I think, to be worse off on average than our parents.
Crazy. And we're the most educated generation, but also the poorest, from what I've heard.
Yeah. So what does that tell you? So what's going on here? What do you think?
Well, I think one of the things you could point to are these villainous student loans.
Yeah.
By the way, quick aside. Have you, as we're talking about, you're talking about the job and the you want more money, all that kind of stuff. You're
Uh,
familiar with The Secret, correct?
Yes.
So the the book, the film, the
Uh,
sequel. There's that guy in there, Bob Proctor, and
yeah.
I think he just died like a month ago.
Hmm.
But I saw a reel shared by one of the entrepreneur platforms on Instagram, and it was like advice from Bob Proctor, and his take on it was, well, if you're not doing more work than you're getting paid for, you're never going to get paid for doing more work. So once again, the secret applies to almost every aspect of your life that if you give, you will receive from the universe.
Do you really think that's true?
It's hard to believe it when in an office setting when you're like, oh my god, what am I? This isn't my job, you know.
Yeah.
But I also think that that's also in Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's not the hallmark of the book, but if you give, you'll receive back in buckets.
In in
Money,
in
money, friendship, a smile, whatever it might be.
I understand like giving in terms of like social aspects, like giving to your family, whether it be like emotional support or financial support if someone needs it, and then like being with your friends, being there for them and things like that. But I feel like in some contexts, working your ass off at a job doesn't always. I mean, I maybe in the most part it for the most part it does because you're
Mm.
whoever you're under, they see that you're driven, they see that you're motivated. They see that you're willing to go to the next level. And then they will put you in that next
Right.
level eventually once you prove your worth, essentially.
Ideally.
Ideally, I mean, there could always be some bullshit like inner office politics kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you work way harder than fucking Joe Schmo who just chills there all day and does nothing, but he's best friends with the boss and then he gets the promotion over you. Like there is that
Right.
bullshit that happens, unfortunately.
Yep. Yep. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing with the secret slash rich dad poor dad philosophy of giving and receiving. And this is something I want you to take heart.
Okay.
Ice. All right. You can't just give because you want to get back. You have to give because you want to give.
Wow.
So I want you there tomorrow in that office, 6:30 in the morning, because you for the good of the company.
You know what? You're right. I just want to give my extra half hour. I start at 7, but I'm going to give an extra half hour, and you know what? I'm going to do it without asking for a dime. That's what
You
I'm
know
going to
what?
do.
I'm
That sounds like a
really
great
proud of
idea.
you. I'm proud
That
of you, dude.
that sounds like a. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'll tell you guys how it works. I'll tell you how it works out. Hopefully I'll get my $10,000 raise that I'm looking for
Geez,
it.
that's pretty significant money.
I know. Well, it's not actually $10,000, but
Oh, just
would be nice if I got that. But this all ties into the fact that I think that I went in the wrong path. This all
oh
goes back to
man,
when we were talking about like college and student loans. I feel like I was swindled.
right?
I really do. I mean, and this is one of the first tips that I want everyone to listen to. When you are because like when we went into college, we didn't really have all these research. Like there was no Glassdoor, there was no salary.com, there was nothing like that.
Right.
We just had like the word of like boomer people that that just oh yeah, like oh yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be a millionaire if you do that. And then like you go into it and you go into college for something and it's absolutely not what you think it is. So if I could give the first piece of advice, I want everyone to listen to this, and then I could give some specifics, and we'll see if we agree on this. But
Oh
if you,
man, this is big.
yeah, so if you're going to go into a certain major, 100%, you have to research the hell out of it. Everything from first of all what it is, what you could do with it. Is it actually marketable? Like is it a high paying job? Is it where you want to be? Is there growth within that sector? Is it going to be there in 10 years? You know, if you're going for like, I don't know, coal mining or something, is it going to be there in 10 years or is it going to die? Like,
That's real. It's sorry, but that's absolutely the truth. Especially the growth thing. Like, where is it going to go? Where are we going to do with this? Is
yes,
there opportunities to? Is it going to get bigger? Is there options? You know.
exactly. Do absolutely do not listen to someone who is not in that field and says, "Oh, you'll be making so much money in that. You'll be making tons of money. You won't know what to fuck that person. They don't know what the hell they're talking
Yeah.
about. Go online,
Yeah.
do your own research, look at actual salaries, go to salary.com, glassdoor.com, see reported salaries and then See if that's where you want to be. Look at the entry level, look at the mid, and then look at the high, and then see where that fits with where you want to be. And I hate to say this, you kind of have to tie in what you're going to go to college for into how much you're going to like it, but how much it's going to pay out.
Yeah. I think too, like you know, being flexible. Like, does this allow me to like pursue other careers? Is it kind of like a thing? Can I switch things up? Do I have options within the field or outside of the field that it applies to? And you really can't listen to the schools because the schools are a business. They're in there to make money. They're
Oh
going to
my,
make cash. You know?
that is, and yeah, that's a fantastic point because they're just selling
Yeah.
you a product essentially. They're like they'll tell you whatever the hell you want to
Absolutely.
hear. If you're going into like what's I the word is eluding me right now. What's it called when you orientation? You go into orientation, you start talking to people. They're gonna tell you whatever. Hey, like if I take this, like what could I do? Oh, you'll have so many choices. But will you really? Like seriously, just go on LinkedIn or something, see what this actually gives you. Because like Dixon
Yeah.
said, schools are a business. They're just trying to push something onto you. So you might not get the whole truth from them.
I think I was telling you I was taking English classes at the time that Trudeau became Prime Minister of Canada,
Yes, yes.
and one of the big things was is that, well, look at Trudeau as an English major. So, oh, when somebody asks you, what are you going to do with your English degree? Let's say, oh, I'm going to be the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
I don't know if
like
they used that seriously, but it was mentioned. It was thrown around. You know?
but but even then, Dixon, I bet that
Yeah.
pulled some people in. That would probably put some
Yeah.
kind of like guys over the whole thing saying like, "Oh, look at well he did that, so I could do it too." When in reality, that's like a 0.0001% chance.
I was thinking about going to culinary school for a minute, and I was
Really.
thinking, wow, maybe I'll be on TV.
See, that's and I hate to say it, that's a terrible idea in my my opinion.
Yeah, I was thinking about like that was like when I was like I don't know, geez, how old was I? 16.
I think that might have crossed my mind too. I think culinary might have crossed my mind.
Just because we're fat dudes, that's why
Yeah,
it works for us.
yeah, we're food enthusiasts, so it makes sense. It's we could be around food all day, literally all day.
Go right to the stores. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Go right to the source. Oh my god, that's so funny. I mean, I
Well,
you're
it is what it is.
you're happy with your choice. I feel like, but if I had to give like a
Eh,
specific,
yeah.
well, maybe not, but from
It's all good.
uh, yeah, like we make enough. We make over the average. I would imagine. I don't know your actual salary, but I would imagine that we make over the over the United States average of educated people.
Okay.
But if I from from my circle, from who I've talked to, from people telling me their jobs, from being in their houses and seeing what they do, and keep in mind this is for strictly if you are going to college because we could do a whole
Yeah.
nother episode on not going to college.
Yes, I think that's definitely a good idea because I'd recommend don't even go to college at this point,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. We should put that in there like at the very beginning. Like, but anyway, um, if I had to specifically give like a major that you could go to that you're going to make a lot of money and it's probably not very difficult, go go for some kind of finance, accounting, and go, with the approach of getting your CPA at the end of everything.
I
Because
hear you.
I'm telling you, and Dix and I were talking about this over the weekend. We might have been a little tuned up, but that's beside the point. But if you work at any of the big four, like KPMG, PwC, and whatever the hell else the other ones are, I can't think of them right now. But like you, you will make so much goddamn money at these
Oh
places,
my god.
and there is growth there as well. There's like you come in as like a tax associate. There's three levels. Then you just get promoted to the senior associate, and there's three levels there. Then you go to manager, director, partner, and you just keep going up, and you're six figures within like 3 years.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah, and that's like any. I mean, yeah, you have to live like you might have to live outside of a major metropolitan area, but
Oh
all I'm
yeah,
all I'm
the
saying is
city.
these financial places, they're not going anywhere, and they they're so huge that they just take so many people.
Yeah, they're definitely behemoths.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even the big four. You could go to any financial institution company and you'll probably make a ton of money there. I'm just saying, and I can't imagine the maths being that hard. I can't imagine it being like differential equations like a like electrical engineer or anything like that. But that finance is probably like my number one recommendation
I'll tell you right now,
after
there's three
after
people.
learning some of this. Yeah, go
There's three people that I know that are absolutely terrible at math, and all three of them are financial advisors.
ahead. See,
That's not a
there you
joke.
go.
It's not an exaggeration.
That's
Absolutely terrible at math. Took remedial classes, and they are financial advisors.
that's absolutely incredible. I and you know
Also, another lesson. Sorry, not to cut you
yeah,
off, but also another
no,
lesson in Rich Dad Poor Dad: pay your brokers well, because in reality, the broker is only just going to try to sell you a product, which is probably what these people do. But anyway, go ahead.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, like in the end, I've never seen a major that allows you to get a job that has such a structured progression, and you just move on from there. Because like you go into engineering, right? And you come in as like an entry level, and then like you work up to like a senior or whatever. But like
right.
in between that, you might have to get your EIT, your FE, whatever people call it, or your and then go on to your PE. Well, that's like 8 years or of training and schooling while you're
God,
also working your job. And that's just, and if you get your PE, that's just to make six figures. Whereas if you went to finance for like a basic fucking algebra 2 throughout your entire schooling, and then and then you go into finance like I said, within like 3 or 4 years you're probably making six figers, and you don't even have to take your CPA at that point.
that is unbelievable. You know, I don't understand why anybody would want to be an engineer. I've seen some of those books and those classes. It's like
Yeah,
seems like it's pretty difficult.
I tell you why, Dixon. Because people say, "Oh my God, engineers they make a
Yeah,
lot of money," but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they're telling these impressionable kids like me that you can make
yeah.
that much money, and you don't have the research, you don't know. So, and also, if you're a PE and you're designing things, like what if it fails for whatever reason? Like then you're
Yeah,
involved in like a lawsuit, and you and you could get sued, and then your license is revoked, and then you're working at Burger King the next day. It's
yeah.
like,
The engineers that I knew were in like um what do you say? It was almost like a sales thing. Like none of this stuff was just like, oh, there's a project. Like, oh no, they need this, and here's like you got to do a proposal and this kind of thing. Like there
yeah,
wasn't anything like that you go and like work on. Like, oh, I'm gonna work on this today, whatever. Um, it seemed like it was like there's like a marketing component there and a sales component to it. So it seemed like they weren't even really doing straight up engineering like right out of the gate. It was more or less okay. We got to build contacts. You have to know this person. You got to know the mayor so
mm-hmm.
they can approve a new bridge. Like who? Like it just seems like it's a lot more stuff involved there.
Yeah, it is very involved, and like you'll just be getting thrown in a bunch of different positions. Like if you think you're going into engineering and you're gonna sit down and design something, like that's probably not gonna happen until you get your PE, and like I said, that's like 4, 5, 6 years down the road of you also training under a PE and then taking another fucking exam on top of that. So like I said,
Interesting.
it's not like it's not gonna happen. And then by then, like you're starting out so low. Like you're probably gonna start at like $50,000 or something like that.
Oh man,
May
I saw a
or
stat.
40 or 50 maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw a stat the other day that the average lawyer makes like 30 grand.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I saw that because I was thinking about going to law school for a minute, but then you got to become once again you become like you have to become like a law clerk, and that's like 10 years, like 24 hours a day. You're basically just
Yeah.
doing the work of the partner and the trial lawyer or whatever kind of law you're going into, and then maybe you get hired as a lawyer or something. Like it's like the same thing. It's like these hoops you jump through.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so many hoops. So like when I say to go for finance, I'm saying that in the aspect of like it is the probably the least hoops you have to jump through
Right.
to make money. And then there's still the fact that you could get your CPA on top of that. So you're already making six figures at one of these accounting or financial firms, but then you could also get your CPA to push you above. and make even more fucking money and become like a partner or something at one of these firms, or a director or whatever. So I think there's
Huh.
just so much growth. That and that's and you know, Dixon, we were talking about this. This is like firsthand info that I'm getting from people that work at one of the big four,
Wow.
and it's just like they're just the people that I know through a friend. They're just bros. Like they're not. It's just like
Right.
it's not. It's nothing like it doesn't seem like anything super difficult. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But Dixon, do you have any like ideas of what? So I said finance or accounting. Do you have any recommendations for what you think the best major is that you could possibly go to that gives you the highest return without jumping through any hoops, like having to take your fucking bar or your PE or anything like that?
You know what? This is the issue that I see with, and the thing is you have those options, and then you always had healthcare as an option too. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is with nurses and stuff, nurses just seem to get just beat up every single
Yeah.
day. Like especially when it comes to so like with there's like the seems like now with the big vid. I mean, it's still there, but it's still happening, still forcing the hospitals, I guess. They were laying off nurses and then they weren't hiring nurses, but then they were taking on travel nurses. And the travel nurses, I worked with travel nurses that make like $200 an hour.
Holy shit.
And yeah, it's insane. This was before taxes, so who the hell knows what they clear. But
Oh my god.
now they want to cap that, the travel thing, because I guess places are taking advantage of that because I guess you're saving on the back end without the benefits and the training and things
Oh,
like that.
okay.
They
Okay.
kind of just kind of travel back and forth. And like you could be, I've seen nurses, I've seen physical therapists that are traveling, quote traveling, but they're only going maybe like 45 minutes away from where they live. It's
Hmm.
still a travel assignment. The
Interesting.
thing is with nursing, and you have the state board, really any medical field where you're a licensed professional, or any I guess anything that you're a licensed
Right.
professional, you have the state board. You have to take the exam. It's like you study for however long. You got to jump to that hoop. Then you got to renew it, and then you have continuing education, which I think for some of these things they want you to renew every year with continuing ed, or
Yep.
take like a refresher on your license every year. I've seen like new things with that, so that's good. I think as far as hoops, yes, I'd have to agree with you that anything that's really like the least resistance seems like it's finance. But in reality, I think if you're trying to get into another field like healthcare, like engineering, like those lawyer, like those things that we are always taught that, oh, this is what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the paradigm, if you will, has shifted so much that there's just so much nonsense you have to put up with. That why would I go and do this? Why would I give up 10 years of my life to be a law clerk? Why would I?
Yeah.
Why would I be like physical therapy? They want to do a residency now.
Mm-hmm.
These guys come out and it's the degree is a DPT, doctor of physical therapy. They request offer like salaries that are actually like a doctor, and they're not a doctor. That's just a degree. So, and once again, it goes back to the schools, I think, that sell you on this dream that, oh, you're going to be making this, or you're going to be doing this, or this is going
Yeah.
to be your options. You really don't have that. The dynamic is totally shifted. It's totally different.
Yeah, unfortunately, and the like, but the problem is you still need these degrees to get these jobs, but you're paying so much, but you're getting such little in return that you're suffering for like 15. You're hamstringed. You're like you're bottlenecked for like 15 years doing this, working a job that's not paying you as much as you thought it would, and paying back these inordinate amount of student loans while you're working a job, like I said, that just doesn't pay you enough.
Yeah, and I guess is a whole separate thing. But once again, if you don't go to college, I guess you could talk about like I don't know, like real estate. It's got to be some. There's got to be some cash there, right?
Oh my, yeah, I think there is. And see, the problem is I don't know enough about real estate to really
Yeah,
like get into it, but it seems like people who are successful in that do really really well.
yeah,
It's so strange though, because I don't know if you know people like this, but like there's there's real estate agents that like they do it like part time. Some of them like they do it on the weekends, and like they'll have their clients calling them like while they're at work and saying like, "Oh yeah, like hey Joe, I can meet you on Saturday at that house. Like when I when I get out of
yeah,
work, I might." Or there's people that work for companies. Oh, and you also have these people who are like super loaded. There was one guy who went to my gym. Um, he he was he was real estate. He just moved here from the west, and he has like a Mercedes, he's got a GTR, he's got all this stuff.
Wow.
Really, really chill, down to earth guy. But yeah, it's just like, well, how the fuck does he make all the money? So, from what I could see, there is success that could be had there, and
Mhm.
I think that's a good option if you are not going to go to college, but you still don't want to do like a trade. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. And what about too? Like, if you're into finance, could you like sell insurance? Like, is that like a thing? Could you do that? Like, that's like, isn't that like just totally passive income? You sell a person a product one time, and they keep paying for it every month for life.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I should have looked into this more, but I have
No,
no idea how selling
I'm
it.
just saying, that seems like a thing because I think about like we think about insurance, like somebody at some point is selling you insurance, whether it be like through the mail, State Farm,
Hmm.
like you're just signing up for a plan, but there's got to be somebody on the other end with this stuff.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But like, would the representative of the company make the money, or is just the company
Mm,
making all that?
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like commission on that, because that's another idea you could do.
Let's we should do like just one and done, just a business,
Yeah.
like four stations, insurance for your passive income. You bought a house, and there's ice in the back. Your financial advisor.
Yeah, they just like go through like door to door. It's like, okay, next.
Wow, that'd be
You go,
awesome.
that would be great. It's
There you
like
go. Talk about yeah.
it's like a big square building and it's just like four rooms divided. That'd be great.
And then you could do you could be the financial advisor and the CPA.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Then I'll just run to the next room while they're walking to the next one.
I'll tell you
Oh
what, this
man.
is it. This is the future, man.
Yeah, yeah. That I love it. That's really out there. You're thinking outside the box. We need people like you,
Absolutely.
Dixon. We need people like you.
Yeah. We need to think outside the box. Do you see the TikTok the other day? It was like it was me at my boss's funeral, and
No.
the kid leans into the camera, presuming it's the boss, laying dead, and he goes, "Who's thinking outside of the box now, bitch?" A little
Oh
morbid,
man.
but it's all right.
Oh, that's funny. Uh, bosses fucking suck sometimes, and that's one terrible thing about jobs that you can't like. No matter
Yeah.
what field you're going into, you might not be able to avoid it. It's honestly luck of the draw.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like it's basically it's the same thing with like once again college. You have a
Yeah.
good professor, then you don't have a good professor. You have a good boss, then you don't have a good boss. It really is shitty when you factor in the human element. There's so much that human element involved, which is really annoying.
Yeah, that is a shame. But hear me out on this. Do you think with
All right, let's hear it.
our generation coming into manager roles, since we're getting older and we're getting more experience,
Oh God.
do you, do you think we're gonna get rid of that boomer mentality, like I'm gonna yell and like degrade you kind of thing, and like I'm so above you, or do you think we're gonna be like, hey man, let's just all work together. I'm here for
Oh
you,
man.
man. Let's make you grow, man. Like, do you think it's gonna be like that?
I really hope so. That'd be something good. I mean, I feel bad for the poor bastard that's getting yelled at and degraded
Oh my
every
god,
day. But no, I understand that happens.
oh my god, I could go on for hours about my old boss. I fucking hated that guy so much. He was like the worst person in the world. I'm not even joking.
I can imagine, but I
He
can remember talking about it. But I think there is
Mhm.
definitely a shift in the workplace because and this is an interesting shift too because the whole thing is that millennials and the generation ahead of us, they you had the people saying, "Oh, wait till you get into the real world, see what's going to happen."
Yeah.
It turns out that people in the real world, especially the boomers and stuff, are actually afraid to like piss off the millennials and the younger generations when it comes to like the diversity and the pronouns and all that kind of stuff. It
Oh
seems like
yeah.
there's like a fear there, which is kind of strange,
I guess it depends on what, like, where you're going to. Like, if I feel like if you work in an office setting, then that is definitely the case. But if you work in like a
Yeah,
labor setting or like an
yeah,
industrial, they like they just don't give a fuck.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I used to get taunted. Oh man, that's so gay. Oh, sorry, dude. I brought
Yeah.
my lunch.
Yeah.
Like, my
God,
lunch to
people are so.
starve.
My God, people are so fucking stupid. I can't stand some of those people.
That was the worst. The work wasn't bad. It was the lunchroom, like walking into the cafeteria and stuff. Like, oh yeah, dude, yeah, you're so stupid and gay, you big fat idiot. I'm like, I'm eating a
Wow.
salad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man? Those are the kind of people that they got nothing in life, man. They got
Yeah,
nothing
and
going on.
then if you ever said anything, it's like, oh, I'm just busting balls, bro. Like you don't get it. Like this is how I joke. You know,
It's like, well, why do you why do you joke like that? What the
why do you
fuck's
do this?
what happened in your life that you fucking hate yourself so much?
Yeah, there is some element of that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like I feel like some people like that are they're just upset with themselves. Like do you ever have any other like coworkers go off on you, or like you just didn't like that were like that?
I've worked with a lot of people that I haven't liked, but not really like so like personal or anything like that. No, like like it really in reality it really was to just like busting any, but it's so annoying because I'm here at my
Yeah.
job. Like I don't want to be busted on. I want to go home. I want to come to work, go home, and not even be bothered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
But
what
there's been a lot of different. I mean, I think it's good because I kind of a diverse background, if you will, and I've come across a lot of personalities. So it's like good to like meet different people. But at the end of the day, it sucks so bad because some people are so shitty, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%. But like it gives you that experience, and I feel like you know how to deal with people better. But it still sucks that you even have to go through that in the first place.
Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, like that's the whole thing. Like so many people are their personalities are so different, and then when it comes to like work too, like what they want to do, how they want to do it, you know, it's always just like a big struggle sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
But
I definitely agree.
but here we are.
Yeah, here we are. But I think as far as the college goes, I it's not what it used to be. It's more expensive than it used to be. But
Yeah,
you have to, for a lot of jobs that like the classical jobs, like, oh, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be like a pharmacist. Like, you have to get a degree. There's no getting around it. You have to get one.
yeah.
But
No, that's definitely it.
yeah, but like I said, unfortunately, like, you're gonna be paying out the ass. And I would literally say, and this is gonna come into the student loans, but I would literally say avoid at this point in our society, avoid college at all costs. Look for literally anything else before you even think about looking into college. I'm not even joking
Yeah,
about that, because there's high demand for those kind of jobs. I mean, granted, they might be physical, but like, not all the time. But you will make so much more money, and it'll probably be more rewarding in an aspect, and also you
oh
won't have
yeah,
all the student loan debt.
yeah. It's so funny to see these people, you know, that voted for Biden for one issue, and that was he
Hmm.
was going to cancel student loans. Remember?
Yeah, remember that?
Remember that?
Yeah, well, Biden
Yeah,
certainly doesn't.
yeah. So that's but in reality, it's like it's really really true that you come out of college already behind the eight ball because you're already inheriting all this debt. It's really a reckless system and something that really 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 should be. I mean, I can't believe there's not a ton of regulation
I
or there's not a
know.
ton of stuff like that. Like it's really it's criminal. It's borderline criminal.
It 100% is, because you're given this document to an 18-year-old kid who's like, oh, like, why you have to go to college? Oh, I can't wait to grow up and like make money. And then you say, oh, here you go, sign this fucking loan document. You'll Don't worry, you're gonna make so much money. You'll be able to pay this off. Maybe in a year you could even do that. And then you're just like, oh yeah, okay. And you're like, okay, sign on the dotted line, and we'll give you $100,000, kid. Then you sign off
Yeah.
on it. Next thing you know, 4 years later, you can't find a job out of college. Maybe you could find one for like 40,000, and then you're paying this off for the rest of your goddamn life.
It's really 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 sad and it's shocking. It
It
really is.
is.
It's a shame. And you know what the thing is like it's when you talk about wanting that financial freedom, when you come out with student loans and you have that payment, the biggest
Mm-hmm.
thing, you read all these books and you see all these videos and stuff, the biggest thing is financial freedom. Don't get any payments. Don't sign up for everything when you have payments. And here you are with these payments because I wanted the job so I could be financially
Yes.
free, and here I am making payments.
Exactly. This is the whole goddamn problem. And if it sounds like I'm salty, it's because I am. I'm lucky enough that I have a job and I can make payments on my student loans, and I'm almost fucking done with them, thank God. But at the same
Wow.
time, it's like, you come out, you're already behind. You're already behind the eight ball. You are digging yourself out of a fucking hole, and it's going to take you 15, 20 years to dig yourself out of that hole before you could even catch up to where your parents were back when they were
Yeah.
35 years old, having a house, having
Yeah.
kids, having cars, going on vacations and shit. It just doesn't happen for our generation when you go to college and you're not privileged enough for your parents to pay for you.
Mhm.
That is the reality, and that is why I stress to get a job that you could fucking make. You got in this day and age, you got to make six figures within like 4 or 5 years to be as successful as like your parents were, or like
Yeah.
maybe they weren't successful, but like to be where you probably want to be
Yeah.
comfortable, and like to go on vacation, not have to think about it, to have a nice like big house, raise a family. You gotta be making six figures. I'm
Yeah.
throwing that out there right now. I'm sorry, I'm
It's the
heated.
truth.
I'm heated about this.
Understandably so, and it's the truth. You're so passionate. I love it. And that's the thing is like, you know what? When they okay, the student loan payment is the one thing, but it's on top of the okay. Now you got to get a place to live. Now you got to get to the job you signed up
Yeah,
for. Now you got to now gas is $6 a gallon. You know now you can't buy steak at Sam's Club for God's sakes.
yeah. Fucking
It
Sam's
just
Club.
yeah yeah it keeps adding up and like I remember thinking about it. Maybe you had these moments too. I remember like going to Disney World when I was a kid, but I was like 7 years old. I'm thinking, how on earth did my parents, number one, have a child, number two, have a house that they
Yeah.
owned, number three, took a plane to Disney World and then spent a week in Disney World? Like that's insane. That bill
I
had to be like
know.
$20,000. I don't know what it was, but it's definitely expensive.
It was way the hell up there. If you look
Yeah.
at it now, oh my god, I can't even. I was looking at it for me and my girlfriend to go, and I wanted to go for like 3 days. I'm like, and I
Yeah.
looked at the price of like, I guess I'm not fucking doing this then. It's like $2,500. And yeah,
Wow.
you're right.
How do Disney adults afford this? Like
No idea. No,
like
I have
if you're
no
a
idea.
Disney adult, you got to be selling cocaine or something to afford that.
You probably are
The T-shirts and the merchandise and the season passes. You know,
a Disney adult.
oh god, the worst adult.
Yeah, seriously, they were really. I remember there was a girl in my school that I graduated with, and she was like really into it, and she still is like to a disturbing like amount.
Yeah, yeah. We've definitely come across a lot of those people, but I know this one girl that got like Disney tattoos. It'll be like you
Ooh,
when you wish upon a star with like Tinkerbell and a silhouette. Like get over
yeah.
yourself. Like what are you talking about?
Oh my god, that almost screams. Okay, tell me if I'm right here. Is she white trash?
It's borderline white trash. She
Uh,
was a girl, and I'll tell you, and everybody knows these girls,
yeah,
and this is without giving away who she is, but she was looked older in like grade school. So by looking older in grade school, she was automatically hot because she looked older.
yeah. I know what
And
you're
now
talking about.
she's old and she looks older, so now it like doesn't work for her. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
like back back in grade school, like in school, like
yeah.
it was better, but now it's just like it's caught up.
Yeah,
It's
now it's
caught up.
just yeah, it's definitely she's definitely borderline haggard at this point with the Tinkerbell tattoo. Maybe that's why she got the Tinkerbell tattoo because the Peter Pan thing. You know, you want to stay young forever. She realizes she's getting old and looks old.
Oh
You
my
know,
god.
yeah. Who the heck knows?
It very well could be. That
Oh
that
boy,
that makes sense though. But yeah,
yeah.
it's a tough life out there, and like I'm gonna say again, like I'm lucky. I am thankful for what I have, but again,
Gotta be grateful. Gotta be grateful, pal. That's what it's all about.
you do. But at the same time, I want to strive. This is actual entrepreneur advice. Be thankful for what you have, but always try to strive for that next step.
It's the truth.
You're not gonna get it by just sitting around and complaining like I am. So actually go out there and do something.
So the overall lesson is actually do something. Don't complain. I guess is that the truth?
Yeah, exactly. And I guess I started complaining, but in the beginning, I was trying to give some advice about what to do because so many
Yeah.
people make mistakes going into college. I mean, and if you're going for a fucking arts major, then like you're done. Your life
Oh
is
yeah.
over. I'm
It's
sorry.
over. You're done.
I'm
Work
sorry.
retail for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I didn't mean to offend you, Dixon, but I mean you.
Oh my god, unbelievable! I've recovered. I'm recovering. Whatever. That was
I know,
that.
but
That
no,
was that
that's.
weird phase I went through.
I mean that's not even that bad because I mean you could be like an English teacher. I don't know what or
Yeah.
something.
The worst part about it is I went to school for free with the scholarships I got.
Oh my god.
and that's what I did.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Uh,
That really fucked me over. But then I recovered.
oh,
I saw the way.
I hear you. I hear you. And that's, I mean, like, if you, that's another thing. If you're getting scholarships or your parents could pay for it, then, like,
Yeah,
I would suggest you have a little more leeway in what you want to do. But I would still just suggest finance. Just fucking be a finance bro.
yeah,
Make, work in a metropolitan area. Make a fucking ton of money. Live outside on the outskirts of the city. Travel. Whatever the fuck. Everything's hybrid
yeah.
now anyway, so who cares? So, like,
Exactly.
yeah. So that's a huge advantage too. So
And even with the scholarships and stuff I got, which I was very blessed to get, it did make a difference because I couldn't get a job. I couldn't
yeah,
do anything with it.
yeah,
So maybe in New
absolutely.
York City, with my communications degree, it would have been great.
Yeah,
But what the hell? All right, I'll get an apartment for 2,500 a month, a studio. You
yeah,
know,
a studio above the old subway or something.
it's funny. It's funny where I currently live now. They basically simulated a city in this one part of town. And so
Hmm.
there's like restaurants and stores, and there's apartments above the restaurants and stores with like these really nice balconies and stuff. They're totally booked. You cannot get near them. Like everybody wants to live there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's wild. It's like I don't know if it's all millennials or what, but it's like a simulated city vibe, and they are crazy. They're expensive and they're book solid. You can't even attempt to get in there.
That makes sense. I feel like millennials also gravitate towards things like that, like living in like a city. That's our
Yeah,
thing now.
that is the thing now. I don't understand why.
You see, yeah, like you see all these like apartment complexes that are like very. I think we talked about this before. They're very like architectural and like modern,
Yeah,
but like hip at the same time. And there's like a bunch of them as far as the eye could see, and then they're
yeah,
all booked. And like you can't like I was saying, going to Colorado, you just see them everywhere, absolutely
right,
everywhere. And it's just
right.
because millennials are they're probably leaving their home state because there's nothing there, and they're going to these places that are just concentrated for young professionals.
Yeah, it's great if they make the cash, and it works out.
Yeah, yeah, that's the whole thing. It's funny. I was looking at jobs in California just for the hell of it. I'm not gonna
Oh
move to
my god.
California,
Oh
but
my goodness.
like Seal Beach, and like the starting was like it was the range was like 110 to like 130 or something.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I looked at the rent around there. The lowest I could find was like $4,000 within like an hour of the fucking place.
Oh my god.
And then
Plus,
I'm
and then you
like,
got yeah, and then you got gas for that's like what 6 plus 630. I think it is in California.
yeah, yeah, I think pretty sure it's 6 plus. So like, you, you're just as poor there. So I don't know.
Yeah, really. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, just from doing my quick search like around the United States for jobs and things like that, I think Texas is probably one of the better places to go as far as the amount of pay you get, which is a lot, and then
Uh,
the area is nice and the housing is like dirt cheap
wow. A
for.
friend of the show, Joseph Rogan, relocated to Texas from California, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, it totally makes sense.
Tesla's in Texas.
Yeah, and our one friend, um, what's his name? Ben Shapiro did the same.
Oh yeah, Ben Shapiro. Oh yeah, he moved to Texas.
Yeah, didn't he?
I don't know.
No, no, no. I think it did. I think there's like a picture of him, like I think there's a picture of him like standing outside of like his truck or something with like his hands on his hips, and he's got like a cowboy hat on.
That's
Let
pretty
me
good.
explain something to you. Texas is much better. Something you have to understand. Totally better than California.
That is great. That is so spot on, man. Ice, you and those impressions. I'll tell you, maybe that's a career overlooked. Being an
I
impressionist.
yeah, impressionist. I'll do one VO for like $2 an hour, and then that's the only work I get for a year.
You sign up on that Cameo, and then you can just do like whoever it is, not the actual. They could probably get the actual person that you're impersonating, but you should sign up and just do your impressions.
Oh my god, that I'd love to do like a VO for like an internet cartoon series or something. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
We should do one.
That'd be great. We just gotta get an animator. We'll have to
Oh man.
go on that Fiverr. Fiverr's like the same thing as Cameo, except they have like art, or like, they have a bunch of stuff that you could hire like freelance
Oh
people
really?
for on there. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
Why
that's
don't you put your
cool.
resume? Why don't you put your resume on Fiverr? See what happens.
Oh, good. I if I get banned from the site, I don't even know if I can do that.
You know what?
Uh,
It's really what it comes down to is, yeah, college is kind of a bust, and so are student loans.
yeah, yeah. Again, our I think, well, at least my advice is try to avoid college at all costs and look at your other options, like 100% before you. And also, if you're going to go to college, absolutely, absolutely do your research on how much the job pays, the range, and what is the possibility of promotion once you get into that job.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely need growth. You don't want to get a job and just be like, okay, well here I am. You got to get growth. You need growth.
No, yeah, absolutely not. Like if you're getting your starting salary and you're just looking forward to your cost of living, like I don't know, like a lot of jobs you could have the same position, but they offer incentives and like promotions and things
Right.
like that. But like, or if you're at the top already, like if you're already at the top and it's like
Yeah.
that's fine, but
Yep.
it's you gotta look for that growth, like you said.
Speaking of growth, didn't your Truth Social countdown place in line increase?
Yeah, well, okay, so that was because I made another account.
Oh, okay. So did you try
Yeah,
the other account?
I did. Okay, so
Okay.
my current account has not changed. I'm still 578,777th in
This is
line.
unbelievable.
I know. I'm so pissed. And then my other one that I sent you because I used another email, it's over 1 million. It's like 1,100,000
Oh
some
my
thousand.
god. But
What's
this has been weeks in the making.
what's going on here?
Oh my god, what a joke. I'll tell you what, big swing and a miss on this Truth Social.
I know. Is this considered like a beta phase? Like what is this?
I thought it was already in beta. That's why they launched it.
That's what I thought too.
Who's going to want to go on this after we get in, if we ever get in?
I'm already pissed about it. I don't
I
know.
wonder if
I
you log out. If you log out and log back in, what happens?
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll try it live on air.
All right, I'm going to try it right now.
Okay. That sounds
All
like a
right,
good
stand by.
idea. All
All
right.
right, so I'm logging out. I'm logging in right now with my email. Stand by. Oh, geez, password. What's my password? Oh, good thing. I use the same one for everything.
Oh, that's
Big
good. I hope no
Big
one
Cock
ever
King 69 420.
write that down. Write that down.
Let's see.
Big cock.
Let me see here. It's been so long. I think I took a screenshot of it. Like, let's see here. All right, so I logged out. Email.
Let me see. I'm gonna try mine as well because
Yeah.
I think I have it saved here. I think I could just do my Face ID.
Oh yeah. Okay, I found it. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't work. Didn't change at all.
Mm,
I just did it on
yep.
both my accounts. Yeah,
Yep.
same.
Nothing. Didn't get anything. Didn't get anything. Yep.
Refresh button doesn't work. I updated the app, so that didn't do anything either.
Oh boy.
It's dead in the water, man. It's not.
Is anybody even working over there? Do they have like something set up?
I don't know. Okay, they're doing. I'm looking at the latest update because there is a latest update. It says UI improvements. How are you gonna
Oh
do
boy.
UI improvements if no one's using the goddamn app? Like,
Yeah. What are they improving? Get us
uh,
on there. That'd be an improvement.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd love that. How do they not get like killed in the ratings here? I'm so surprised that no one's voting this like one single star. I'm pretty pissed about it. I was
Yeah.
looking forward
Honestly.
to it.
Yeah. So was I. I was looking forward to it too, and now here we are. Yep. Didn't make a difference. Unbelievable.
I know. I don't know what to do. I think maybe I'll do some research on this and see if we could get onto this because I think if we posted our podcast on there, I think we'd be a big hit. I think we'd be a big hit with the Truth Socialers. Yeah, I think so. That could be
Just
an
always speak the
untapped
truth.
market. Yeah, always speaking the truth.
That is true. Yeah, you know what? That actually is true. That it could be an untapped market. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Especially, definitely since our Anchor FM is in the tank.
I know. I'm really upset. I don't know what we're missing, Dixon. I really don't. I don't know if it's time for rebranding, but like I love this show. I love the whole setup. I love everything about it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great time, and I think our 5 subs agree.
I would say so. I think that I mean they sub to begin with. So like, you know what? I think we're just gonna stick with it. We're just gonna keep going, and then if within like a half of a year, then maybe we could try to like rename the show the Ice and Dixon Variety Hour. I don't know. The Ice and Dixon uh political ring. I don't fucking know.
We got to come up with something because we can't work for the rest of our lives. God damn it!
I know this is the whole reason. Yeah, yeah. Another tip: don't work. Just try to make it big on YouTube like everyone else and make $1 million.
Don't get a job. That's your first mistake.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well,
don't be born. There you go. How about that? Try that one.
We were talking about my girlfriend and I were talking about the possible impending nuclear apocalypse, and I said,
Yeah.
every day I'd think about, what, let's just bring it on. Like, what could possibly, what?
I know.
You lived
Fuck
your
it.
life, it's over. Bring it on. Who cares? Let the world burn.
Yeah. I'm over it. I'm over it.
Exactly, it's the truth. And she's like, yeah, we had some fun and stuff. Like, we're both like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, you guys have lived a good life. Like I lived a good life. I
Yeah.
experienced some things,
Whatever. I definitely don't. I don't know if I want to do this same thing for the next. Well, depending on how, if I live to 70, which would be a gift.
Yeah, that would definitely be you'd be living on borrowed time there.
Definitely be borrowed. Any minute over 65, I'm definitely playing with fire. That's for sure. The way we live and the way we used to live.
Isn't that great? We retired just in time to die. That's fantastic.
The American dream, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's the American dream.
Capitalism.
Capitalism rules.
Well, hopefully they can somebody's life, and also maybe scared them straight.
Yeah, I honestly, honest to God, hope that someone hears this because I wish I heard this.
Yeah.
Before I went to college. So just keep all that in mind. Keep all that in mind and just make the right decision.
Yep. As I said, don't be born.
Yeah. You could have avoided all this if you weren't born, but if you were,
listen to this, don't be born.
Well, that was a fun one, but yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one then. This was episode 16, and we'll see you next time. Yep. All right. Peace out.
Beautiful. Peace.